welcome to Ask the Beauty Advisor. This is the place where we talk about the latest trends in health and beauty, review beauty products, and help you navigate the cosmetic counters. I'm your host and beauty advisor, Deanna Lynn. Today I have an extremely interesting show. My guest, John Lai, is a professional hairdresser. John's going to give us some tips on how to take care of our hair. These tips can help with preventing some of those bad hair days. Hello, and welcome to the show, John.
Hi there. It's really great to be on.
John, I know you've got some really great tips for us today, so why don't you go ahead and get started? John, what are some of the questions you get asked about hair?
Okay, great. Thanks, Deanna. One of the most often asked questions hairdressers get is, how often should I wash my hair? So here's what I've discovered works best for each individual hair type. Now, if you have fine hair, every other day works best. That way it won't get too greasy, but you're still allowing your natural oils to coat and nourish the hair. Now, for medium to coarse hair, wash it anywhere from every third day to once a week. Thicker hair takes longer to absorb natural oils and appears less greasy over time than finer hair. I typically recommend doing a deep conditioning mask once a week for 15 minutes or longer. Now, if you have chemically damaged hair, I would recommend washing your hair based on its texture, but use a leave-in conditioner overnight. Tie up your hair and wear a shower cap while sleeping, so that way you'll protect your pillow, and also your natural body heat will warm the conditioning treatment, allowing it to penetrate the cuticle layer and give your hair a really deep conditioning. One of my favorite hair conditioners is the Argan and Fig from Black Box Cosmetics. It has lots of essential oils which are super nourishing without weighing your hair down. So let's talk about how much product you should use. 2 quarter-size helpings of shampoo will give you a good lather, and the same applies for conditioner. Work the product from your ends to your roots and let it sit for a few minutes. Most people don't rinse out their conditioner out properly, which can actually compromise the blowout. Add an extra minute or so to your rinse just to be sure you've washed out everything.
Well, that's really good information and good to know. But what about cutting your hair? How often should a person cut their hair?
Here's what seems to work best. For short to shoulder length hair, to maintain a precise length, you need to get your hair cut about every 4 to 6 weeks. For hair that falls past the shoulders, get it cut about every 8 weeks. Also, I've noticed a big resurgence of women with long hair who avoid haircuts for fear of loss of length. But not getting a regular trim actually does more harm than good, because the longer time between haircuts, the more split ends you'll accumulate. And the split ends begin to travel further up your hair follicle, causing more dryness and damage. To avoid damaging long hair, get a cut, say once a season or every 8 weeks. That way you can keep the length, but the split ends never get that bad.
Now, what about hair color, John? How often should we be coloring our hair?
If you have a single process, do it every 4 weeks. If you have highlights, every 6 to 8 weeks. I love little roots with the highlights. I feel it adds some contrast to the hair while also protecting it from overprocessing. And if you're using hot tools like a flat iron or a curling iron, make sure to use a heat protectant serum or spray before you style your hair.
John, it's been great having you here today, and I really hope you'll come back on the show. You've got some great tips, and you've got a great voice.
It's been fun, and of course, I'd love to be on the show again.
I appreciate your time that you gave us today, John. I know you're a busy guy. If you listeners out there are health or beauty professionals and would like to be on the show, we'd love to have you. You can contact me at Deanna@avitaskinplus.com. That's my email, Deanna@avitaskinplus.com. If you'd like to know more about our show or more about John, you can visit the website, askthebeautyadvisor.com. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.